Pete, I accidentally asked you to unmute.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your pencils, grab your paper, select anything you consider art supplies. It's time for Art Smackdown, the game show that makes art the competition God intended. This week's contestants are World, Chrissy Believe, last week's audience champion, Jacob Crow, and this week's contender, Greg Vance Emery. Celebrity guest judge, Pete LePage, with me, Mark Stetson, and your host, Micah Sherman.
Yes, indeed. Mark, thank you so much for that glorious introduction. That was terrific.
Thank you. I've been
Yeah,
practicing.
you did great.
Thanks.
It's really, the practice is paying off.
Yeah, I mean, you say the same thing week after week. Eventually, you got to get A, the names right, and B, the name of the show.
Yeah, it's really coming out fluid these days.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more proud.
Thank you.
This is very exciting. Unfortunately, today Ethan T. Berlin is not with us. He is on special assignment, so we are just going to have to power on through. I think I am the only host who has not missed an Art Smackdown to this point, which means I am a huge loser who has no personal life. Well, not like any of us have a personal life. Ethan's got kids. You've got a wife. I've got a fiance who doesn't care for me. So I'm here. I'm here with all y'all, all 26 of y'all in the chat. Hey, if you're in the
26,
chat,
good number.
Mega Updude, hello Zombie, hello Zakuki Surprise, always a pleasure. We got Squeak Watch, of course, and Crowbot on the show tonight. And Mr. Greg Vance Emery is also here. Super excited to see everybody. Hey, give us a holler if you're planning to art along with us. Just write art in the chat, or I'm finna art. Charmingly melancholic. Welcome. Art. I'm finna art. All right.
Woo!
Art?
Art?
Yes.
Question mark?
I am very, very excited about this show. You know, often we will ask, we'll wait for a bunch of people to show up. We've got a nice number right now. We could get the show started. Why don't we talk a little bit about what this show is, Mark?
Yeah, I would love to. That sounds great. Thanks, Micah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's totally my pleasure.
Oh,
One thing you'll find is that Mark and I have a real good banter going.
we're killing this banter.
Yeah, we really are. So here's the show, basically. 3 artists enter the stream. We give them an art challenge, and then halfway through, we make them compromise their vision. And then that's like an additional challenge. And then after 20 minutes, we say art supplies down, and then our guest celebrity judge, who tonight is Pete LePage, is going to decide who the best artist in the world is. And you at home, which we're all at home, but you in the audience right now have an opportunity to be on next week's stream. The next week is right over there. Just play along. Do exactly what the contestants are doing, and then take a picture of your art and send it to fartsmackdown@gmail.com. And that's fartsmackdown with an F, because Art Smackdown was already taken. And we will share it on the stream, and our celebrity guest judge will choose an audience champion as well, and the winner will be on next week's stream. And if you don't want to be on next week's stream, that's also cool.
That's fine.
Just let us know. And hey, when you send us your art, include your Instagram handle. We would love to. Tag you this week when we share everyone's art.
But also, you don't have to if you don't want to, because consent is sexy.
Oh, totally. Yeah, you don't have to do anything you don't want to. We're just totally happy you're here. Um, what else? Oh, yeah, follow us on Instagram at Art Smackdown. Art Smackdown was not taken on Instagram, so we took it.
You
Um,
surprised? I was.
I was kind of
Yeah.
surprised. Let's see. What else? What else? I think that's about it. I am going to. Actually, do you have the challenges in front of you? I would have to pull them up.
I do have the challenges in front of me.
Would you mind um, just kind of like throwing it out there?
Oh, the first challenge?
Yeah. Are we ready to do that?
The
Or are
self-expression? I think so.
Yeah. So this first challenge, you've got a minute to do this first challenge. We call it our self-expression challenge. It kind of like lets us know who you are and what else?
Yeah,
Anything else?
yeah. It just it breaks the ice. It dusts off the cobwebs.
Yeah.
You know,
And
gets you
please
ready.
send this art piece to us as well at fartsmackdown@gmail.com, and we'll share it on tonight's stream.
Yeah. All right. Now, for your 60-second, 1-minute self-expression challenge, you must depict yourself as a superhero with at least one superpower. Go.
Have we done? I feel like we've done something like this in the past.
I
Have we
feel
done something like this?
I feel like we have. I really like the superhero challenges. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's a good angle to get people's juices flowing.
Yeah, I feel like, and welcome to
Ooh.
all the Holdenators coming in. Thank you so much, Holden McNeely, as always, for rating us. Holdenators, ho! It's great to see everybody. Oh, man, look at all these fun people. I don't really play video games. Anxious Spider-Man, always great to see you. Riley LPM, what up? Metal Flack.
Keith Conqueso.
Yeah, Keith with cheese, baby. I love it.
Woo!
I love it. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening, and let us know. Um,
5,
yeah,
4, 3, 2, 1. Art supplies down.
I always feel like people will be like. Will always have like a response to this, like, "Oh, if you had a superpower, what would it be?" But I don't think
Yeah.
I have a. I don't think I have a pat response.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of people like to go with like flying, like I would like to like my superhero, my superpower to be flight.
Yeah, yeah, that's like the easiest thing, right?
Yeah.
Let's visit the best artist in the world right now, because I think she probably has. She probably is
Guaranteed.
gonna. She already has this. She already had one. Chrissy, this is Chrissy. You know her as Squeak Watch in the chat. Everybody say hey,
Hi, everybody.
hey. So do you have like a pat response that like you're on a first date and they're like, hey, if you have a superpower, what could it be? Mine's being basic.
I have a reoccurring dream that I fly. I'm so sorry, Mark, to be so predictable,
No, it's
but
fine.
I always have a dream that I fly, and it ends with me going on a trapeze. It's like a dream I've had since I was a kid. I have no idea where it comes from. I have no circus tendencies or anything. So that's what I drew. Do you want me to show?
Yes,
Totally.
please.
No, I
Okay.
used to have recurring dreams where I flew, but I always had to jump off of a chair. So I always started.
Oh.
That's cool. That is tight.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I think for me, like, I was always jealous of the people who had flying dreams because I never had a flying dream. Like, I thought that I was kind of basic for being like, oh, cool, I am naked at school again. Like, I never had those flying dreams. I was always kind
Yeah, I
of
had
jealous.
those dreams too, naked at school. I had those I used to fantasize about that awake. I did that like on purpose. Not, it wasn't like a good, it was like an anxious thing.
Oh.
So, Chrissy, walk us through this here. I'm seeing some clouds. I'm seeing some, it looks like Deadpool eyes.
Yeah, I think I was
Like
going for like Tom Holland Spider-Man eyes, specifically. I think that's just what my default is because I feel like I've been exposed to him a lot as like the Spider-Man right now the past like 2 years.
Mhm.
So it's just like my instinct. And I also went with a cape because when I in this weird spider suit was flying without the cape, it didn't look like flying. So I added the cape for some pizzazz. It just looked like a potato floating in the sea.
I hear you. Also, unappreciated superhero potato floating in the sea, man.
Right.
Um, I, I
That's
do
gonna
like the
be my
cape.
next thing.
I do. I love how small the arms and legs are. I like that they're like they're just a hint at appendages.
Yeah, that's just the my you can tell where I hit the like 15 seconds
Mm.
left mark when I began to make the small weird arms.
Yeah.
The
No,
cape is sweet though. Like the cape's got some real character.
Mega Updoot needs to know why not Toby Maguire.
It's just because of those dang Avenger movies. They're just they live rent free in my mind, I guess.
I hear you. Avengers are all over the place. Quick, what's the best Avenger movie?
For me,
Yeah.
it's the first one. I love the first one. I saw it in Texas at the Alamo Draft House when I was there on 3-week vacation, and it was like the best movie I ever saw in my life. It was so fun.
Well, that's terrific. We are getting some real heat right now from the chat to bring Greg on. I don't know if you can see this. So let's real quick, Chrissy. What is your plan for this evening?
I'm just gonna, take it easy, have fun, maybe make something cooler than Jake's.
Nice. Yeah.
'Cause
So
it's our Smackdown,
Chrissy and Jake know each other, and so there's going to be some pretty intense rivalry here. Chrissy, welcome back to Art Smackdown. We'll see you in just a little bit. Jake, also welcome back to Art Smackdown. You know him as Crowbot in the chat. And real quick, if you want to give Chrissy a follow on Instagram, check her out at Sparkle Dumpster. I followed her recently, and it is enjoyable art on there.
Yeah, some really sick art on there.
This is Crowbot.
I don't follow Sparkle Dumpster. I just want that to be known.
Oh,
Whoa!
shots
Already throwing
fired.
shade.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love it.
I guess if you want to, you can.
And Jake is the Crowbot in the chat and on Instagram. Jake,
Don't follow that either. Hi, hello.
definitely follow it, or not. You can do what you want. Again,
It's your
consent
life.
is key here. Jake,
I keep my Instagram feed very small, so I understand. Hi, hello.
hey buddy.
So this COVID happened to everybody, and I now live the life of a full-time worker and a full-time parent. So
Yes.
I spend the entire day picking up a very small child. So I wish for super strength to just like very coolly and easily be able to lift a thing all day and have it be very comfortable the whole time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. This
This is
looks
me
like-
demonstrating that with like an old-timey barbell.
Gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah,
I was
that's
going to
the
ask.
point, Yeah, it also kind of looks like a music note, which I very much appreciate.
So yeah, I did that for the music lovers in the audience.
It looks kind of like a modern take on Picasso's The Guitar Player. Like it could be like sideways and also up and down. Anyhow,
Sure.
I also
really
appreciate.
nice mutton chops.
Yeah, I also appreciate how you show the level of how little strength it's taking for him to lift up the barbell by the leg cross.
Right, yeah,
It's
I'm
just
just
so
I'm
casual.
hanging out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having a conversation with like someone else and just like, oh, this here?
I love it.
All right. Well, Jake, what's the plan for this evening?
I guess just draw or do, the first thing that comes to your mind. Don't second guess, and even if like you don't love it, you've learned something.
Yeah, I feel that way about every relationship I've ever been in. All right. Well, Jake, we'll see in just a little bit. I'm so excited to have you. And obviously, we have a fan favorite here. A lot of people here to see Mr. Emery. Please welcome to the stream for the first time, Greg Vance Emery. And welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here.
It's a real pleasure to have you on. So before we get started, let's talk a little bit about your connection to the show. How did you make your way on the show?
Well, I think probably it's mostly students that are getting anxious because it's way past their bedtime and they just wanted to see me before they went to bed. And
Are
one
you
of my
notice-
former students is sitting right here in this room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where?
Mr. Mark Stetson.
I think this is so fun.
I never actually taught him anything, but I think I yelled at him in the dining room once.
Oh, you definitely. Yeah. I'm sure that at some
The
point.
adults are talking, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so thank you so
Yep,
much.
yep.
I always feel that way, and I feel so uncomfortable calling my co-host out like that. You're known as the Egg? Is that...
There is some humor there, yeah.
Is that...
Oh,
It's
there's some humor.
a sign of respect, I think, from
I
10th
think
and
it's...
11th grade boys. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so if you'd like to follow Greg on Instagram, it's Greg with 2 G's like egg, V Emery. I think I know why they call you Egg,
Do you?
No idea.
because you are like a life source for learning.
Pretty much.
Ah, nice.
So
Not my yolks.
yeah. Art Smackdown is the show. Comedy game show, Art Smackdown, bringing you puns for miles. Greg, let's take a look at what you have created.
I made myself with a cape,
Nice.
Wow.
self fake muscles. And then,
Yes.
like Chrissy, I was running out of time at like 15 seconds. So I'm like, my superpower is drawing circles.
Cool.
I mean, you need a Zen master in the superhero realm.
You know what actually is a incredible superhero power is drawing a perfect circle. Nobody
I
can
can't do it. Can't do it.
It's like
Giotto-
impossible, right?
Giotto did it.
Who did?
Pope Julius the Ninth said, if you want to get this commission, you have to do the best painting. Giotto was too busy. He did a perfect circle and sent it to the Pope. And the Pope said, "You got it." Yeah. True story.
I love the shading on the muscles. Those are really intense arms that you drew.
I mean, I don't know if you can see it on Zoom, but it's pretty realistic.
Yeah, no, I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your shirt is your shirt okay?
I think it'll make it through the show.
I hope so.
I did a little haka to get ready for this, so yeah, it's a little stretched out now. Yeah.
Great. I don't know what haka is, but it sounds intense.
I pretty much said it for the junior boys, so it's fine.
Great. Definitely sounds like.
Wait,
never mind. I'm not going to bring it up.
Like a New Zealand Maori dance, right? Or is that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, to strike fear into your opponents. Yeah, I'm here to win. I'm not. messing around.
Nice. I love the.
And I am
cutthroat-
following Sparkle Dumpster, but I just unfollowed Jake because that was
Ooh.
Nice. Okay, guys.
Is the sun
shots
out? Because
fired.
there's a lot of shade in this room.
Yeah, it's really shady around here. So we're gonna show all of our artists now, and we're going to give them their masterpiece challenge. So you have 20 minutes to complete the following challenge. Mark, will you do the honors?
I would love to. All right, so the challenge. Hold on, let me just get everyone set up here. Damn it, these. Hold on, sorry.
I can give the challenge if that'd be helpful.
No. Yep, I got it. All right, so the challenge is create a comic book scene featuring Spider-Man and Mary Jane holding hands and kicking Mephisto in the nuts.
Great. So our celebrity guest judge this evening is the host of the long-running New York City comedy show Comic Book Club. Please welcome to the show Mr. Pete LePage. Pete, what it do, baby?
Yeah, I got it unmuted. Hey, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. This is very exciting. I'm very geeked about what we might see.
Now, Pete, before we get into it, the chat is asking, and I quote charmingly melancholic, who the shit is Mephisto?
Oh,
Mephisto.
well, it's the Marvel's version of the devil. And that's a great question.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about why you've commissioned this particular scene.
Well, a couple years ago, there was a famous story in Spider-Man where Spider-Man had the choice of, doing something which is right or kind of making a deal with the devil, Mephisto, because at that time, Mephisto was into breaking up marriages, and that's what the devil does, I guess, in his spare time.
Can't be doing
And
that.
yeah, so
Seems a little low stakes. I mean, half marriages end in divorce, right? It's like it's already happening.
the devil's in the details. He likes to be the one that pushes people over. You know what I mean? Likes to really get that number up there. I just thought it was a poor excuse to make Spider-Man single again. And then also just, making a deal with the devil just doesn't seem like something a superhero should do. So I've been mad at it for over 5 years.
I hear that. That's a good way to occupy brain space, is to be mad at a stupid comic book plot line.
When you say it like that, it really puts things in perspective for me.
No, it keeps out all the other painful memories.
Yeah, I got to hold on to this grudge because the other stuff is scarier. So
exactly.
Yeah.
The chat is going crazy right now.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying some of the responses.
Life is nice. Hi.
Yeah,
Thank you
life
for the
is
hate.
nice. Huge fan. Life is nice. Jazz Girly laying it down strong with Deviled Greg's, which I'm
Wow.
Deviled
really
Greg's
enjoying right now.
Yeah.
Riley LPM is thinking the devil went down to Georgia in his spare time. Apparently, he moonlights as Mephisto in Marvel comic books. So you host a comic book club
Yep.
live. I'm going to share your website with everybody to go check it out. It's also a
thank you.
podcast. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. We do not only a live talk show every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, but we then do spin-off shows about comic book TV shows like Riverdale, stuff like that, Sabrina. And,
All right. Well, I think this is a good time to ask your opinion about a number of things.
Right. Yeah, it was tough when you guys were talking heroes and stuff earlier and I couldn't chime in.
We got to know. I'll ask you about your superpower in a little bit, but for the artists right now, what Spider-Man are we talking about?
Well, I agree with the chat. I mean, Tobey Maguire is the OG Spider-Man, but I feel like Tom is doing a good job currently. But I'm hoping, not into the distant future, we get some Miles Morales going on because I feel like that's where it's at.
And what version of Spider-Man would you like to see featured in this comic book scene?
Well, I mean, dealer's choice. I don't want to tell an artist how to draw.
Hey,
I mean, that's where the real talent is,
Yeah, I love that. What about Mephisto? Is there anything that would be wrong to include in Mephisto? Would he hold a trident?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they have kind of like some forky stuff, but not usually. The key part for Mephisto, and this is just my 2 cents, is Mephisto has like a horrible kind of like mulletish kind of thing that was like, the like a 80s hair bands back in the day type of thing. So, if you can include some kind of like sick mully on Mephisto, that would be enjoyable. But, again, I leave it in the hands of the pros, whatever speaks to you.
Last question here, which I think is probably the most important question, is what kind of Mary Jane are we talking about? Is this, there's a variety of different Mary Janes, is there not?
Sure. Yeah.
This is the only human we're talking about here, right? Or like human, just actual
Regular
human
person.
without that doesn't shoot like jizz out of his wrists.
Wow, come on, guy.
Whoa, hey now.
Come on.
What is it?
It's a webbing. All right. There's a difference between jizz.
That's
and
what I
webbing.
said. All right. So So what Mary Jane are we talking about? We talking hair up, hair down?
I mean, it's like, do you go with the classic, face that you hit the jackpot tiger, you know what I mean? Where it's like hair down with the, but I again, I have my favorite Mary Jane, but I'm not going to tell an artist how to.
All right. Let me ask you this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask another Spider-Man question. How do you feel about the rumors of Alfred Molina reprising his role?
Well, this is the kind of thing, right? Because it's this big thing of like all the Spider-Men are maybe going to be in this, a ton of villains, it's going to be the Sinister Six. So it's holy crap, that would be nerd-tastic. But then do we lose part of the movie because we have to do so many things? I don't know. I mean, Spider-Verse really kind of blew things wide open in kind of a great way. So, but with live action, it's like, let's not do too much. I hope they can do some homages, but hopefully it's just kind of a fun thing where you like open up a door and then there's, Tobey Maguire and, whatever. And you're like, oh, holy crap, that was cool. And then, moving on. But
is Mary Jane, I know we talked about Into the Spider-Verse. Was there a Mary Jane in Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
Yeah. Or no?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it in a while.
My question is Mary Jane always is it always a white girl with red hair? Does she always have red hair? Is it always a weird Irish lady?
There's been different weird Irish ladies, but no, it's there's been different women for Spider-Man. Gwen Stacy is also a famous Spider-Man girlfriend.
So we actually have an anxious Spider-Man in the chat saying Amber Nelson was also making that connection. What connection are we talking about? I'm guessing, knowing Amber, it is jizz coming out of the wrists. Is that the connection that we're talking about? Anxious Spider-Man. And also, Pete. Why kicking in the nuts? Just because...
Well, just because, Mephisto's going around ruining marriages, so it'd be nice to have a couple stand up to this bullshit and be like, you know what? Fuck you for trying to, come between us. We're stronger than this. You know what I mean?
Are there a lot of nut kicking scenes in comic books?
Not enough. You know what I mean? Sometimes... because a lot of people like violence, whatever their comic books, but I feel like, you know what, it would be nice every once in a while you could just, kick someone in the nards who needed it,
I hear that. Mark, shall we, go ahead, go right ahead, Mark.
Oh, no, I was just going to agree that there's nothing better than a good nard kick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's nothing worse either.
That's
actually, there's a lot of things worse. Okay. Yeah, not a lot. There's a handful of things worse than getting kicked in the nuts.
There's some buts.
Forest fires. Mark, should we take a look at some of the audience submissions?
Oh yeah, sure. Would love to. We've only gotten 2 for the 1 minute challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But they're 2 good ones. So don't you worry. I know you were real worried, Pete. But we're fine.
Ooh.
So here's one from Bad Example. Mm-hmm. Bad Example's caption with it was, I wouldn't call it a superpower, but my girlfriend calls me Captain Tryhard.
Aww.
Yeah, that's
Captain Tryhard.
There's a lot of different ways to take that.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, I'm going to say that is actually a wonderful superpower.
Mm-hmm.
That
I think it's great.
Not a lot of people have, but trying hard is really all you can do in this life.
Yeah. I mean, Deadpool has a famous saying that's maximum effort, so similar.
Great.
Yeah, so bad example. That's a bad example.
Whoa. Right,
I'm playing.
And here is the cookie. Surprise. Cookie Surprise's caption is Power of Teleport. Super Cookie. Power of teleportation through dematerialization. Why text? Shit. Why text when you can randomly appear as a floating head?
No, I like that. And it looks like this was drawn on a cookie.
Ha!
All right, it's
Yeah.
like a shortbread cookie, right?
That it does.
Now I'm hungry, so thank you for that. But yeah, that's cool. I looked at that and thought teleportation, and that would be my superpower as well because I'm scared of heights, so I feel like flying would be a bad idea. But teleportation, I feel like is really, if you could think about it, I mean, traveling is so tough now with COVID. If you could just teleport, you could live your best life.
Oh, it is time to compromise our art. Time to compromise our vision.
All right, so now's the time that we like to spin a wheel of compromise that has 10 compromises on it, and we're going to add this additional challenge to the already
Ice
existing-
Cube in it? That's hilarious.
And make it hip hop.
All right, y'all, make it hip hop.
Make it hip hop. You got 8 minutes and 40 seconds to make it hip hop.
Yeah. You know, I like this teleportation idea. I think like my superpower would be able to be on like exist on the spiritual plane. You know what I mean?
Ooh, spirit world.
Like without meditating or
Just-
just going, or like drinking a beer and being like, and I'm there.
Wow.
You know?
So basically, just living in like the DMT space.
Yeah.
I also like how you added booze to it to give yourself an excuse to drink. You know what I mean? So you could be like, hey, listen, I need to do this, okay?
I'm praying right now.
Life is Nice just dropped one that I particularly love. My superpower would be hugging Micah and Stetson.
Oh, that's a great superpower.
I'll take it.
Hugs are so
nice.
powerful, aren't they?
They
Like
are.
you walk up and you give somebody a hug and it changes their state immediately, either positively or negatively, depending on how well you know the person.
I guess it's a pretty polarizing move.
Definitely. It's just an invasion of space, for the better or worse.
So,
Big fan of hugs.
big fan of
Yeah.
hugs. Hey, Pete, I see you're wearing. Is that a Wonder Woman shirt?
Oh, yeah, man.
So
Very excited about the movie.
same. I was reading some like fan theories, and there's one theory that says that Steve existing in this, in the 1984 film is essentially it's him existing as a figment of her imagination.
It definitely seems like it's going to be a weird thing like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was just kind of like, they kind of broke the timeline type of thing.
That's
and
right,
Steve
yeah.
shows up. But it'll be interesting to see how that works. I mean, I've only seen the previews and that bit where he's just like, getting the hang of the 80s and
Trash
walking
can.
around. Yeah. That whole bit and the fanny pack. I mean, I'm a sucker for that kind of comedy.
Same.
So,
I'm
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it.
yeah, super pumped.
I just rented a Christmas special by a couple of drag queens, and they were really my humor.
Aw.
I'm trying to remember the names of them now. Ben de la Creme and Jinx Monsoon.
Oh, nice.
Wow,
Yeah.
great names.
Really huge fan. Like, I'll tell you what, man, after I get this vaccination, I'm going to exist only at drag shows.
Wow.
Yeah, you'll know where to find me. I'll be at the drag show. What
Good
is
for
that?
you.
What is that shirt back there that you want us to look at?
Oh, that's just Don't Panic. Douglas
Oh, man.
Adams reference.
It's a what?
Douglas Adams, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Nice. What's the circumstance there? Because I do like to not panic.
Yeah, well, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, its slogan was, don't panic. It's kind of like this be calm, carry on type of thing.
Yeah.
And
And always
it's
have a
kind of
towel.
like, oh yeah, always have a towel. And when I was in New York City, man, I always had a backpack, and there was always a towel in there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
It came in handy too many times not to carry a towel, man.
5 minutes left, artists. 5-minute warning.
You know, people talk a lot of shit about not panicking, and
I love where this is going.
why do we panic? It's such a bad idea every single time. Yet it happens so frequently where someone just loses their mind. And yeah, listen, I get it. But why is that an option? Why is that a switch for us to turn on as human beings? When has that ever worked? I guess when you're trying to burn everything to the ground, right?
Yeah. I mean, there is something to, portray somebody who's not all together, maybe in a way to kind of like get out of something. You know what I mean? If somebody feels bad for you, that's the only thing that I can kind of like come up with. But I mean, you're
Get
right
out of
in what you're
something
saying.
if someone feels bad for you?
Yeah. Like if you were like panicking or freaking out, and maybe you did something wrong, then someone might be like, "Oh, look at how bad you feel. Oh, don't worry about it," type of thing.
Seth Rogen in the chat is saying fight or flight. Oh, I'm sorry. That is not Seth Rogen. Fight or
Right.
flight.
Riley LPM brought up an interesting question. Riley LPM said the animated Christmas specials from the 60s and 70s are the best form of media. Pete, what do you feel are the best Christmas specials or holiday specials?
Well, Die Hard, definitely. No question about that.
Co-starring Reginald Vell Johnson.
Yeah. Ghostbusters. And I'm trying to think of.
Ghostbusters 2, right?
No, not Ghostbusters 2.
Come on.
The first Ghostbusters, is that a Christmas movie?
I mean, the second Ghostbusters is just not as enjoyable, I feel like, than the first Ghostbusters.
I know, but it's
Although
definitely a Christmas movie.
I kind of put it there. I don't know. For me, it makes me think of Christmas because my dad used to like watching it. It was one of the few movies we could watch together.
If you would like to
nice.
see me as a young actor in a Christmas movie, I just watched
13
this.
Ghosts. No, wait.
Ghost
Not
of
13.
Girlfriend's
Ghost
Past.
of Girlfriend's Past. Yes.
Yeah, I just watched it again for the first time since it came out. And
You had your whole life ahead of you in that movie. You were so young and wide-eyed.
Full of
13
piss and vinegar.
Is 13 Ghosts a movie?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think you were thinking of 13 going on 30, right, Pete?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, the other John.
Love me some rom-coms.
Yeah.
Micah, you were magical in that. I don't want to take away from this.
Yo, it is. It does not
Hold up.
super well.
No,
2 minutes, artists. 2 minutes.
Definitely check it out and watch it as an artifact.
Also, young Emma
a lot
Stone,
of
though.
homophobic humor. Yeah, she's great. She really makes that movie. Aside from my the work that I did, which
Yeah.
was like
Also, that Cadillac makes the movie as well. That's a
Cadillac.
sweet Cadillac.
the Stabbin' Wagon is
Oh.
what it's called in the movie.
Yeah,
And-
I wish I didn't bring that up.
Boy, oh boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Minute and a half, 90 seconds.
Yeah, Anxious Spider-Man. I'm in several movies.
I'm a big deal.
I'm not a big deal. I am a professional working actor. Is how I make my money. It's like, believe it or not, I don't make a lot of money off of the 46 people watching this every Monday. Yeah, that's my day job is acting. It's
Riley LPM asks, how many of said films can be found on Pornhub?
if you would like to watch me in a sex scene, my most recent turn on High Maintenance on HBO features me in a very, very
Oh boy.
it's a sex scene. It's a straight up sex scene. If you're into seeing my butt.
Did you use the stunt butt or stunt jump?
It's all my real butt. I was wearing a sock, Red Hot Chili Peppers style for the.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Classic tube stock, or what'd you go with?
15 seconds, artists.
So Life is Nice is asking if Backstage has worked for me.
5,
I'm
4,
assuming-
3, 2, 1. Sorry, Micah. And art supplies down.
I'm assuming you mean like for auditions and things, and I never use backstage. And I have no tattoos, but I don't think tattoos ruin anything because there's makeup. Unless it's like a
Low
very,
budget.
very thick facial tattoo. It just can't be. It's even then, you're good to go. Anyhow,
I
let's.
just love the idea of someone coming to an audition with like a face tattoo and then be like, "Can you make it thicker?" We prefer a thick face tattoo. Sorry, go ahead, Micah.
All right, so it looks like everybody's IMDbing me now, which is great. It's interesting because, like, if I was an accountant, you wouldn't be able to be like, "All right, let me go to the accountant database." Although I guess that's LinkedIn. You can go to. I'm also on LinkedIn if you want to check out my LinkedIn profile. A lot of improv and acting teaching gigs there. Anyway, a lot of people rooting for the egg here. So is it Greg? Is it the egg or is it egg?
Well, it's actually Mr. Emery, and I'll talk to them tomorrow.
Great. Thank you
Whoa!
so much.
You're never
love
too
it.
old for a timeout.
I love that.
I
I
felt-
love that.
16-year-old me felt that in his core. It was like this like sense memory that the sense Emery, if you will.
Oh,
That,
I
like-
don't know
Did
if I
that.
care for that.
You're welcome, world.
Let's
Mark, is something attacking your lamp behind you?
Yeah, that's a cat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's my cat.
Okay, I got a little worried.
Yeah.
Man, I really I love watching like YouTube videos of people who are like live streaming and then there's like a raccoon in their house.
Yeah.
They lose their minds. Anyway, let's move to the best artist in the world, current reigning champion, Squeak Watch. Squeak, show us what you're working with. And Pete, we're gonna check out the art right now, and we'll ask questions, and then we'll make a decision in just a moment here.
Okay, here's what we got.
All right.
We have a scene here.
Wow.
I don't know if you can tell.
That's some good butt work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like the first thing I think of when I think of Spider-Man. I don't know why that is. But yeah, and then I just got the sort of the hip hop element being the, like, do you guys remember like when TLC first came on the scene and like Crisscross and like all that
Yeah.
hip hop? That's
Crisscross
like
make
what
you
I think
wanna.
of when I think of hip hop. So I did like a 90s hip hop sort of backdrop to it all.
Yeah,
Nice.
like it looks like all that's happening in front of a pair of jams.
Right.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
Zubas.
Oh, the Zoobs.
Yeah, that's a really nice color palette right there,
Yeah,
and that is
yeah.
a
Or
really
skids.
nicely shaded butt.
The
I ran
lighting
out of
on the
time
butt
on the
is
butt.
very impressive. Also, I like in the crotch how the kind of like sash is over the knee. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
really tastefully done.
I appreciate how Mary Jane is stabilizing Spider-Man.
Yeah. She's there for support.
Yes.
I
It's
feel like
like-
because Spider-Man's holding hands, he can get extra like power with his free leg because he's using MJ as like balance.
I was going to say the same things. It looks like they've rehearsed it.
It's a choreography.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also looks as though he is giving Mephisto a hug. So Mephisto wasn't expecting it. He was like, yeah, you're right. This relationship isn't going to work out. And then,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
like Spider-Man
That's
came
exactly
in for
what
the
I was going for.
hug, and then
Yeah.
boom.
I love how it's just zeroed in on like the center of the scene, and like everything else is just sort of like, like telling the story but peripherally. I really love
You get the most important details. Yeah.
the nards.
Yeah, I really love the POV and you can tell what's important to the artist here and the story. But what's great is you're still getting some background jams. You know what I mean? So it's really just. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like this could, this is almost like a timestamp for a certain period. It kind of sums up an era.
yeah, I was trying to get that energy, that fun like comic panel when something happens and it's not exactly like just a picture of what's actually happening, but it's like zoomed in and focused. That's what I was going for.
Yeah, really cool. The perspective too looks like it looks like maybe like a preteen is standing behind them at a Showbiz Pizza.
Showbiz Pizza.
Wow.
Am I,
Wow.
am I off? Am I off in thinking that carpet is from Showbiz Pizza?
You are never off when referencing Showbiz Pizza, in my opinion.
All right. Well, Chrissy, stay close by.
Wait, can I just ask a follow up there? What is
Absolutely.
Showbiz Pizza for the people who?
I'll sing its jingle and you'll know exactly what it turned into.
Okay.
Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it was the original Chuck E. Cheese and then got bought out by Chuck E. Cheese. Is some nonsense.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Do you know that you can't get into a Chuck E. Cheese without a kid?
Yeah, you shouldn't go into a Chuck E. Cheese without a kid. What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah, you can if you're wearing a chipmunk costume.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I was stoned with a friend of mine, and we were having an argument over if Chuck E. Cheese's pizza was good or not. And I was like, let's settle this. Let's go in and get a slice. And yeah, they were like, no, get out of here. And I was like,
Yeah,
it's probably for the best.
That's where you guys both need to wear a trench coat and never mind, that doesn't work. All right, so Jake, let's take a look at your masterpiece.
Sure. Hi.
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 So I went with like a wide shot of
Oh, wow.
trying to capture
It's like
everything.
The opposite. Nice.
So I went with Tobey Maguire and I went with Kirsten Dunst as my Spider-Man Mary Jane couple.
Nice.
And then the hip hop, he was just in pain, but now we can see that he was tricked into coming here for a hip hop battle. But it was really just to give a swift kick to the Nards as a happy couple
Oh.
in some back alley somewhere in New York City.
Yeah, it does. It has that New York City feel. I can almost smell the urine from here. What is Mephisto saying there? I can't quite read it.
Oh, I'm sorry. It says, "That's not what I came here for."
Right. Okay, that's why you said that earlier. That makes no sense. Wow.
Now, is that a hip hop lyric? That's not what I came here for.
Hip hop battle tonight. If it is, it's completely accidental. I won't
See,
own
that's
having
hip-hop
hip hop
battle.
knowledge.
He's saying that's not what I came here for. I came here to battle rap.
I also like how Kirsten Dunst is looking right at the camera, holding up the number one, being like, "Yeah, she knows like who's taking that picture or whatever's charged there."
It's like photo mode in a
Yeah.
video game.
Is that a number one or is that a middle finger?
Oh no, yeah, that's a middle finger.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
But, you know,
nice.
to each their own interpretation.
that.
Oh,
I love that she's
nice.
over there like
Wait, that's a middle finger. I always thought my students were saying I was number one.
they are.
Oof.
Also great bangs work.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's where I spent probably 19 minutes. Was
Now-
on the bangs.
I really love the coloring, and that's kind of like a watercolor thing that's going on. It's really, really nice. Can we zoom in on Spider-Man's face?
Yeah. Here, actually, let me get a better.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's great. I love the eyes.
There we go. That's
I should take this opportunity to say too.
yeah, he's delighted to do this. So.
Yeah, he's happy. He's having a great time.
If you took the challenge at home, take a picture of your masterpiece and send that picture to fartsmackdown@gmail.com. fartsmackdown@gmail.com.
It's got to be
realize
fun
now-
to say every week.
It's incredible. I do it sometimes when we're not even streaming.
Yeah, I would too.
I'm realizing that they are both kicking him in the nuts.
Oh yeah, I
it's two
thought they were
sets of
supposed
feet.
to be kicking them together. Yeah,
Have
it's
you
a
heard
dual
the term?
kick.
Have you heard the term "stomp a mud hole in your ass"?
I don't think I need to know more.
Yeah,
Micah,
that's
I'm offended.
like stomp you a new asshole. That's sort of what it looks like to me. Is that he's kicked him in the balls so hard that his foot came around and opened up his butt, and
I would not.
it's a mud hole. But now I'm realizing that Mary Jane is just leaning back into it, which is also a hip hop reference.
Well, in Spider-Man,
Lean back.
the web is not functional. He's like shooting it up in the air like it's like spray paint or something. He's just
Yeah, it's like
Whoa.
party crackers.
Yeah, he's just excited about the nut kick.
Yeah. So he's jizzing out of his wrist, exactly as I
Oh,
said.
man.
All right. So, Jake, really, really nice work here.
Yeah.
We'll come
Thank
back
you.
in just a moment. Now it's time to check out chat favorite Greg Egg Vance Emery. Mr. Emery, the egg, the guns out, guns a blazing,
Gun show.
shirt. Very, you're doing great, Micah. Good job, Micah. Yes. Look at this.
Wow.
so the timing was perfect because I hadn't drawn his arms, and they didn't really fit in the space, so they're breakdancing. I just made him really
Breakdance fighting.
breakdance fighting. He has an Elvis mullet because I just couldn't resist.
Nice.
Then you have to put obligatory spray paint. I came prepared.
Oh, you have spray paint.
I have spray paint.
Wow.
And she has jewelry. And I kind of hate to ruin her hair, but when you said hip hop, I put the hat on. So
You know what I like about it is it's like those invisible. Remember invisible backpacks? You know that you like sometimes had to take to school when you
Yeah.
went to a public school like I did. That was basically the school to prison pipeline. Because they were afraid about you bringing contraband into the school, so much so that you had to wear invisible backpacks. It looks like it's made of the same material.
yeah.
I also like how it's a little kind of looks like Spider Ham a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. It's really neat.
There's a lot of what I like about this too is there's a lot of action. There's a lot
Yeah.
of frenetic, kinetic energy in it, and it's got that pow.
Yeah, it just jumps off the page.
That thing, and of course I love the boombox. Really solid boombox work.
Thanks.
Yep, the
And then
notes.
he is saying no. Because you can't really make much noise, so it's just kind of barely coming out. I don't know if you've ever been kicked in the nuts. It's not a
I have.
pleasant experience, yeah.
No.
And a double kick in the nuts? No.
Yeah.
Can only imagine. He's not coming back from this.
Let's
All
hope
right.
not.
Well, let's have each artist hold up their piece or share their screen, and Pete, let's talk it out, friend.
Yeah.
And also, if you'd let us know who in the chat who you think this week's best artist in the world is, please.
I gotta say, what's nice is we've got a lot of different styles and also different kinds of like textures and stuff, which is great. Like, you know, we start with like a watercolor, and then we go to this spray paint kind of like action scene that has that kind of urban hip hop feel, which is great. And then just, you know, tight butt that is just almost like a painting, but there's other things going on when you really look at it. This is really awesome. This is a great collection. I've to see this come to life like this is very moving for me. So this is really I'm glad this actually feels like it's happening.
Yeah, it truly is happening. There's a lot that's Chris is speaking to me in a variety of different ways, but one is it's very jazzy. You know, it's got that jazz background, and also it's about the things you're not seeing that you can kind of you can create your own story there. So
Mhm.
I think that's one thing in addition to the incredible butt work.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I keep coming back to is just that incredible tuchus.
Yeah.
It's majestic, really.
And speaking of jazz, I mean, Greg's like with the notes and everything, and the action really feels like I'm there. Kind of like living it. Um, uh, yeah, it's just kind of really the action of it really is fantastic in such a way that you really feel the nut kick, which is nice. And then speaking of kicks, that brings you right over to Jake's, which is a double nut kick, and that's like the best kind of nut kick you can get, the rarely seen in unison nut kick. I mean, that's just next level.
It's got some pretty nice perspective on it too. You can see that Mary Jane's a little bit smaller than Spider-Man, they're both a lot smaller than Mephisto, and you can definitely see like, their legs that are outstretched are longer than the legs that are further back in the piece. So perspective, I've heard, is important in art.
It is.
I have also heard that.
Plus a little note that lets you know that like there was just a hip hop battle, or this is the peak of that.
Yeah.
And then, as we know, breakdance fighting is
That's the thing that really stands out to me is like Greg was at a place where when it was time to make it hip hop, breakdance is one of the like 5 elements. When people think hip hops, they're like, oh, it's got to be rap, and that's only one aspect of hip hop.
Yeah.
He included at least 2, breakdancing and graffiti.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anyone who's seen Breakin' and or Breakin' 2,
Electric Boogaloo,
they
Come
know
on, Turbo and Ozone. Come on.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, they are alive and well in Mr. Emery's piece of art right there.
And the other 3 aspects, which are included in, I think, Mr. Emery's piece in some ways or another, is like DJ turntable instrumentalism, which you've kind of got with the music. He's got it up here. It looks like Mephisto was in the middle of the 4th, which is rapping. And then the 5th is fashion or attitude. And you can see Mary Jane's hat is turned backwards, which is not a traditional way to wear a ball cap.
That's like the whitest thing you could say. That was hysterical.
So it's super. I mean, it's super cool that I know the 5 elements of hip hop. But I will say that it's super cool that Greg included just about each one in the piece. Like really, really included the.
Yeah, you can tell he's the teacher. Like he really takes care of things on all the levels.
You can also tell that he was alive in the 80s.
Yeah,
because he knew all the elements of hip hop.
I just
Pete, we've got to make a decision here,
yeah, man.
Yeah, I just wanted. Life is Nice said that they love me, so I wanted to say that I love you too. Life is Nice.
Now you can let this sway you or not sway you, but we took a poll in the chat, and the poll has Greg having 50% of the votes, Squeakwatch with 25%, and Crowbot with the other 25%. And my cat is out of here.
It really depends on Pete because it's totally not fair. I mean, grading is coming up, and they know I'll fail them if they didn't vote for me.
We all bring chat members in too, though. We also fill this audience with people to vote for us. So.
The deck is stacked every week, so Pete, it's really.
All right. Well, before I give my decision, I just wanted to say I am really impressed with what I'm seeing. This is very talented stuff, above and beyond what I could have expected. And
but you have to choose who the best artist in the world is, right?
And I'm building up to that. I'm building up to that. And when you look at this and you think best artist in the world, to me, that means tight butt, with the background splash. So that's got to be where I'm going with this. So,
All right, Chrissy, coming back
sorry
again.
for the other.
No.
Yeah.
How?
Yes.
They're all so good. Thank
They
you.
are.
Thank you so
They
much,
are.
Pete. Pete, quick question from the chat. Who's your favorite live action Spider-Man?
I got to go with Toby, but I don't hate Tom. I'm impressed what's happening in those movies. But I'm hoping to hold out for Miles.
One of my favorite things is the chat gets so intense after the best artist in the world
I love it.
is selected. People are real opinionated about it, but yes,
That's
there
the fun
is some
part.
consensus that Chrissy's was real nice, and a lot of really, really disappointed students right now.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some submissions.
Yes.
Some
So,
add-on submissions that we can do.
Greg, Jake, Chrissy, please stick with us here. We're gonna put up some of these submissions in the Twitch stream. Greg, a real pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah. What do you want your students to know?
Loss is hard,
Yeah.
but at least somebody won.
Right. I mean, that's a great way to think about a loss, right? Like, hey, like at least somebody else is.
I'm not demanding a recount.
Thank you.
I'm not going to go petition Twitch.
I hear you.
Look into this.
And we appreciate that. We sincerely do.
Circle Dumpster, you are awesome.
Thank you. I voted for you, just so you know, Greg.
Because, of course, she can't vote for Jake. Jake, always a pleasure to have you on the stream.
Thank you. Yeah, I enjoy it. I abstained from voting, which I guess is the same.
Apparently not. You can vote against Chrissy
I guess that's true.
if you so desire. And Chrissy, we're real excited to have you on again next week to defend your crown for a third straight week. This will be your fourth week on the stream. This is almost a record, right? Like,
Does that mean I can put it on my resume now?
I wouldn't, and here's why.
What?
No,
Why won't you let her?
No, you can. You totally can. You totally can. But then that means I just want don't use me as a reference, because whoever is calling me is going to be like, hey, how well do you know Chrissy's work? And I'm going to be like, she did a great Mephisto nut kick and really, really accentuated Spider-Man's ass. And they're going to be like,
I work in IT, so I don't think you have to worry about it.
Okay. I mean, again, all the more reason not to put this on your resume. Because, they're going to come to me and be like, how's her work ethic? I'm going to be like, I honestly have no idea. I didn't even know she worked in IT until last week.
Yeah, but she does show initiative. She keeps showing up, getting things done in a timely manner.
20 minutes, man.
Yeah.
She works great under pressure. She's very creative.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we've got them up.
Excellent. All right. So, Pete, are you able to see the stream?
I can see this. Oh, this is lovely.
All right. So, first, let's go with the Cookie Surprise. Mm-hmm. The Cookie Surprise sent a caption along. Oh, we actually have a couple more that just came in. All right. So, Aubrey said, I don't know what happened to the time rush job. Makes it look much more brutal than intended. Attempted, gave it a hip-hop album title. Mary Jane was an afterthought, but I think I like her most.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely agree. Love the hair on Mary Jane. But I also love the creativity of Spider-Man, doing his, spider kind of move down into his crotch there. So normally you see that move when he's going in to kiss Mary Jane, but he's using that to headbutt his nuts.
Yeah.
He's headbutting nuts. You don't see that much.
It's interesting that like a real comic book fan called that a sort of spider move. Is that what you just called that?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Thanks for calling me out on that. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
my pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? The that's like the Mary Jane kiss move.
Yeah,
What
the
would you call
upside
that?
down kiss. Yeah.
The old upside down Spider-Man. I'm gonna headbutt you in the nuts move.
Fun fact for us: when I think it was the second Spider-Man movie came out with Tobey Maguire in New York City, they did this thing called Spider-Man Week, and you could go and do like trapeze and learn the trapeze for free. So we went down there with a camera to plug Comic Book Club, and we actually convinced this very like tried to be like, hey, let's do a Spider-Man kiss, and the person was like, no, I'm good, but it was fun to try.
I just want to call this out in the chat. This is the first time I saw neoclassicalism. Rules 2009. What's everyone's favorite art form? Mine is neoclassicalism. Totally silent for the entire show. And then it's like, hey, let me see if I can get this combo started. I went back and looked, and they had posted some more stuff in the chat, but that's the first time I saw them. So
That's awesome.
holler neoclassicalism rules. I always thought it was neoclassicism. Am I wrong in thinking that neoclassicism? I don't know. It feels wrong now that it's coming out of my mouth.
So this one is from Silent Squee.
Okay.
That
one, the one that's moving?
The one that's moving.
Nice. Yeah, so it looks like we got like Spider-Man swinging in, doing a drive-by nut kicking, which is great. You know, just kind of the old swing nuts move.
Yep. Yeah, that's the official term. It's the old swing nuts.
I'm a huge Marvel fan, and this looks like the old swing nuts move.
Here comes one from Chris Doodles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a doodle for sure.
Swinging, holding Mary Jane by the hand while he swiftly kicks Mephisto in the noodles.
Yeah, it's nice. Oh, go ahead.
No, please, Pete.
I was just going to say, it's got a nice kind of like Spider-Man with the hat backwards with like headphones on, you know, little graffiti behind him. That's great. That's got kind of a nice little hip hop feel to it there.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about Mary Jane, but other than that, it's great.
Next we have Bad Example. Bad Example sent a caption along. Bad Example's caption was, I got confused on who was supposed to be holding hands.
They're all holding hands.
They're all holding hands.
Yeah, that's great. That's a really solid mullet there too.
That's
really nice.
Fantastic Mephisto mullet.
That's a glorious
Mephisto. Nice mid drift on Mary Jane there. Nice
Indeed.
work.
Next we've got Schwartz and Merck. Schwartz and Merck likes to send it around with the live draw. I don't know if that's the I don't know, the
really getting a lot
term.
of nut work there. You're really seeing the foot connect with the nuts there. That's real important. The POV of the nuts, basically.
Wow. Yeah, those nuts have shifted over for sure. And it really looks like Mephisto is like taking it. He's like, yeah, man.
What's nice is it's like Spider-Man and Mary Jane are having a nice couples moment, and they're like so unfazed by Mephisto. They're both just kicking him and not even looking away. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They're both just nut kicking them together.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. All right, so yeah, that's Schwartz and Merck. Next we have
nice job.
Mega Updoot. Recent best artist in the world.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes,
right
yes,
here.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Got Mary Jane with the boombox. I love you, Tobey Maguire. Pizza time. Oh no, he used the spider balls kick.
Some great leg work there, you know.
Yeah.
I can see where they maybe ran out of time on the second half of their body. But it's just hysterical. Pizza Time makes me think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Mephisto is a sort of pig bat with abs, which I'm really
Yeah,
digging on.
a lot of abs.
I also like that Pizza Time equals hip hop for Mega Update.
Yeah.
That's like
It doesn't for you?
Pizza Time? No, no.
All right, this one's got a lot going on. This one's from Life is Nice. Gangsta Life.
For sure.
First page, Mary Jane wearing a t-shirt that says I Heart Spider-Man with a backwards hat. Spider-Man also rocking a backwards hat. Mephisto, similar POV to Schwartz and Merc.
Yeah.
They're both going to town on his shaded nards.
Yeah, what's nice is you get the blurred legs because they're kicking so many times. It looks like they have more than 2 legs, which is great.
Yeah. And then the second page, this is where it gets racy. Mary Jane saying, "Isn't my puss better than Aunt May being alive?" Spider-Man, yeah, I guess.
Shit. Wow, that is straight from the comic.
That is verbatim.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, really just making it all come. That is good thing that wasn't in the contest. I might have had to go on with that one. That's really impressive. That's really impressive.
And this one's from Charmingly Melancholic.
Oh God.
This is a fun show.
That's Spider-Man doing a sidekick.
Yeah.
Yo, don't like.
Fuck you.
The fuck you.
Don't like throw fuck you.
The Wu-Tang Clan.
You don't like the Woo? Fuck you.
Nice.
Wu-Tang's here because Wu-Tang's here forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, that's a newer spider suit, so that's definitely Tommy.
Yeah, super cool. I also like that Mephisto's nowhere in the picture. He's got kicked so hard he's off the frame.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, he was there.
Yeah.
But and also it looks like Spider-Man's hanging out with a headshot of Mary Jane, like a beautiful portrait of Mary Jane there.
Yeah, I really like, because I've seen comic books like that, right, where you just get like a bust of somebody that's saying something, and you're in the it's as if we're Mephisto.
Yeah.
Are there any that you'd like to see? I mean, they're all sort of sprinkled throughout the Twitch stream right now. Are there any that you want more information on? You want to see up close?
Yeah, for information, I would kind of love this whole like jacked pig Mephisto with the abs, and then MJ with the boombox. Like, I would love to kind of know, from the audience, like, are they hanging out like in a park? Like, where, like what's going on?
Mega Update, if you'd give some clarification.
Let's hear from our artists on the stream. Anyone can go. What are you seeing?
I like all of them. Honestly, they're all very awesome this week. I think my favorite is I don't know, but I really like Schwartz and Merc. Actually, I like all of them.
Yeah, I like that Schwartz and Mercs is like Spider-Man is the only character that's colored in. I think that's pretty cool. I also like this one on the upper right-hand corner to the left of the one that's most right. That to me feels like the most honest nut kick response from Mephisto. He's really, really feeling it on that one.
Yeah. I do like what was said. It does look like Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. Like, definitely they did a great job of getting the spider suit right for that.
Jake, Greg, thoughts?
I also lean towards Schwartz and Merc. That particular, the shape and the volume of the nut sack being smooshed by a foot looks really personal. and I appreciate the time put into that.
Anxious Spider-Man in the chat also said, I wanted to play tonight, but it wouldn't be fair to anyone else.
That's true.
Wow.
I also enjoy. Sorry, Silent Squeeze feels like a sick skateboard trick into a nut kick, which I very much dig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. I also like someone was talking about in the comments there, Z Cookies surprise, how when everybody's holding hands, it's like a fun game they're playing. Like everybody holds hands and then we take turns kicking somebody randomly in the circles nuts, or something like that.
Yeah, it seems like another plan from Peter Parker and Mary Jane to like totally sabotage Mephisto.
You're like, no, everybody plays this game, Mephisto.
Greg, what do you like?
I like that one a lot. The last one you mentioned, because it reminds me of the Spider-Man I grew up with, which I don't know if you remember. It always had the same backgrounds in every episode.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that. And it was kind of silly sometimes like that, but not intentionally.
So, Pete, what are we thinking?
I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing here. What do I got to give you? I got to pick one, or what's the?
We need to select an audience champion. I mean, if it'll help to whittle it down to 3 and then make a decision, you can do that, or you can just come. If you got one in your mind, just blurt it out.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go with the love glance that is not broken by the nut punch, but the intense Mephisto shot of the nuts POV there. I'm gonna have to go with that one.
So top left?
Top left, yeah.
Schwartz and Merck takes it.
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations. Excited to have you back on the stream, Schwartz and Merck. And are we rating him tonight?
Yeah, Schwartz Merck, are we gonna rate you tonight?
If you would like to watch an artist in action, in fact, an audience champion in action, we will just stay right here on the stream and we will raid Schwartz and Merck. So we're really excited to have him back. And of course, Squeak Watch back to defend her title for a 3rd straight week. So exciting. 4th straight week on the show. Isn't it 4th straight week on the show? Is that right?
3rd?
3rd? Okay. Well, you'll be defending it for a 3rd. I don't know.
Yes, thank you so much. I'll be happy to defend it.
Well, we'll see you then. On behalf of Jake Crow and Greg Vance Emery, thank you all for tuning in. On behalf of Pete LePage, thank you so much for tuning in. And on behalf of Mark Stetson,
on behalf of me,
all for doing the show this week. Mark, do you have our guests for next week ready? And by the way, we're not planning to respect Christmas at all. We're just going to plow right through the holidays with this bad boy. Because I said, I'm not missing it. I don't have anything going on. It's not like I'm acting in anything right now,
I mean, we'll respect it, but we just won't necessarily be off for it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Best at art is so next week's judge is Richie Moriarty. And the challenger is Abby Harper.
Oh,
nice. Speaking of comedic actors, you will recognize Richie from television, from commercials, from movies. He's like a more successful me. So, on behalf of myself, thank you all so much for watching Art Smackdown this week. We'll be back next Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, with a brand new show. Until then, enjoy Schwartz and Merck as I think he's going to take requests. He tends to take requests. So if you would like to see something made, hop right into his chat and suggest something. He draws monsters. He draws superheroes, big into dinosaurs with technology attached, I believe.
Yes, indeed. We are about to raid now. Waiting.
Goodbye, everybody.
Good night.